Warning, the following contains actions performed by idiots. What you're about to view should not be taken as factual or educational. For further questions, please refer to your Google. What up? So it's day 2. Don't really have a game plan. I'm gonna finish taking the body panels off, and then I'm gonna start cutting. I spent $87 at Home Depot on cutoff wheels and Sawzall blades, so we should have more than enough to hack this up. So I'm gonna finish taking off the door, that fender, get the sunroof out nicely and not break it like I did that glass. And then try to take a better look at kind of the structure of this thing, and then start cutting, and then measure. I don't know, I'm just gonna start ripping it apart. So day 2, here we go. It's gonna get crazy. Okay, so I haven't touched anything up here other than the windshield, and as you can see, I took that off in typical me fashion. The back is pretty much cut up. I don't really know what's going on down here. I'll walk through that later, but all of it is off back here, and it is everywhere. Eventually, I'm gonna cut this out, and then we'll just weld a bar across. That subframe should be enough to really structure it, but I'm gonna cut that off and then weld a bar. On the sides here, so I'm assuming like under, well, I guess I could take that off. So I'm assuming, you know, the structure of this is basically this down here, and then that goes into that. So I'm gonna leave this, but then I'm gonna continue as I started. I'm gonna cut this whole section out And then the firewall, I'm probably gonna have to cut in like that. I did some measuring from where this right here mounts to here to the other side was like 52, I think, or 50 or something like that. And then the interior of the bug, like where this would be placed, is about 45. So there's a pretty big difference there. So the first thoughts in my head are we're gonna have to trim this down and then weld bars probably from here to the ground or here to diagonal or something to get this to fit inside the bug. Also, it appears I've been bleeding for a little bit of time and I did not notice it. So that's good, I guess. So right now, I mean, I really don't have a game plan and I really don't know what's going on until I really get... This is the part that sucks, because like cutting all that off was kind of... Some of it sucked, but now I have to be a little more careful because there's a lot, you know, involved on the back of this. I took a lot of the wiring and stuff away, but I'm gonna have to be really careful and don't really, like I said, I'm not really gonna know what the plan is until I cut more of this off and kind of see where the main structure points are. Obviously that's gonna get cut shorter. In my head right now with this, because this is obviously wider than the bug body, so kind of what I'm thinking is we might cut this entirety out or just in a lot, like maybe to this inner part, and then weld some bars that'll fit in that groove so it'll tuck in. And then, I mean, if we do that, that's like 3.5 inches. So, if, you know, almost 7 inches off each side would be pretty good. And then probably the same up here. Up here, I should be able to cut most of this and just cut around that, cut down into there. And then again, we're gonna have to reinforce that. Pretty much this entire front piece right here is gonna have to come off. So I should probably start taking the radiator and all that stuff out. But I have some stuff to dip, so I might take a break. But that's where we're at so far. Sorry. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there for tonight. It's kind of impressive how tiring just holding a Sawzall is, but I'm a little beat and it's kind of getting late. So tomorrow, like now I'm at the point, like I was just saying, I'm gonna have to start spending a little bit more time kind of figuring out where and how to cut. I'll probably get going on the front end just because that's going to be a little more straightforward. Just get the radiator out and then I can cut all this off and just take all this and move it to the side for a minute. Up here is going to be tricky for sure. So this is basically what we ran into on the Jeep Vet, is the Vet was wider than the Jeep tub. So we cut the Jeep down the center and side to side, and then I bought another tub to cut the filler metal out of. I am 1000% not cutting this bug. The Jeep was nice because everything's basically straight, so it's a lot easier to just weld back on, and I mean it still looks like bleh, but it fits the car. This has potential to be very nice, very fast, so I really want to, I'd rather spend a lot more time making this chassis smaller than even thinking about cutting the bug in half. That's way beyond my capabilities and timeline. So I think, let me switch cameras real quick. So like I was saying, I mean, this is obviously this is structure, but that's, I mean, from there to there is a good chunk. So if we can trim that off and then reinforce it, this is going to be a little bit, definitely going to be a lot harder actually, because we're going to have to cut this about right there and then structure that and then probably cut all of that off and then restructure it. Up here is going to be pretty straightforward. Just we'll probably do a bar from here to there and a bar from there to there, and then maybe box it in on this side. Cutting up here might be kind of weird and sensitive, I guess would be a good word. And then like I was walking you through back here, we got to kind of be careful. But I mean, that's about noon, so that's 5 hours of cutting. Yesterday, all I really did was take that door and the front off. So, I mean, I did some damage in 5 hours. So, like I said, we're gonna probably get rid of that piece and then do a bar. I kind of like the idea, once this is off, we'll run a bar from here probably down to that bar. And then same thing on this side. This piece right here, I think is structure for over here. I don't think that has anything to do with the structure of the motor mount, but I'll cut it up and see if I can do anything to reinforce maybe the back side of it. I don't know, other than that, I mean, I think we're on track. This was 2 short days worth of work, but I'm definitely beat from doing this. So tomorrow I'll make a parts list, and then like I said, just kind of take my time on the final cuts. I mean, as you saw, my truck bed was completely full, and there was a good amount of weight, I mean, in my truck. Like it's lowered, but it brought it down to where the tires were rubbing as I drove off. So I don't know what it's gonna weigh. Those doors had to be 60 something pounds a piece. Sorry. The doors were pretty heavy, the roof structure, and then all the metal. I mean, I'm guessing that was 500. No, my truck. My tires would pop at 500 pounds. It was between 400 and 500 pounds is my guess. I mean, that was basically all the metal in the entire body minus the main structure of the chassis. I mean, the sunroof glass, that's probably 20 pounds or so, and then the other door in the glass, I don't know. I think we're gonna be pretty close to where I want to on weight. If you guys have suggestions, like someone told me to use a fishing line or guitar string to get the windows out, that would have been awesome to know last night. So if you guys have suggestions or ideas on what I should do next, or how I should structure certain things, or blah 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 blah, let me know. Also, I've mentioned this before, we're looking for K-swap parts for this. If you guys have used, or you know someone's selling them, anything that could kind of help us out price wise, because we're going to be stretched pretty good on trying to make this work financially in the timeline that we have. So if you guys have any leads on any of that, please let me know. Suggestions, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna try, I mean, this will be 2 days in a row I did a video, which is cool, but that's because it was just cutting. So once we get into kind of the more structure stuff, that's gonna take more time. I still have to work, I still have to hydro dip, so they're gonna get a little more spaced out, but I mean, we're in a time crunch. So if I'm working, you're gonna see it, and we're moving as quick as we can. Hopefully Nina this week can come help out. So let me know what you think. Sorry, most of that video was just time lapses, but that's all I had to show you. Be thankful it was time lapses and not normal, otherwise it would have been 5 hours. So thanks for watching.